I'm joined now by the Reverend Jeff Hood, Stephen Nelson's spiritual advisor, who was with him when he took his last breath. Jeff, it's good to have you back on. Thanks for being on the show. Can you tell me about those last moments?
Thank you, as always, for having me, Ashley. It was sad. I mean, just like all of these executions. I mean, it's important to state very clearly that this is not something anybody enjoys, from the corrections officers to wardens and to all the folks that participate in these things. It's horrific. It's horrible. With that said, my time with Stephen before the execution was one of assuring him that God loves him, assuring him that he is both redeemed and forgiven. I think sometimes when you're a part of horrible crimes, it takes some convincing in order to believe that God might love someone such as yourself. And this is a situation that's horrible. I mean, actually, I listened to you describe the crime. I mean, we're talking about a situation that was absolutely gut-wrenchingly evil. And in the midst of...
Was his wife there? And while you're telling me that, can you also tell me, was the victim's family members there?
Yes, thanks for asking. Yeah, Noah, his wife, was there. And there were certainly witnesses there for the victim's family. I just don't know. I wasn't able to tell who they were. So I do know there were witnesses there from the victim's family. From what I understand, they did not address the media, and so we don't know who they were.
I just have this last question. When I was listening to Stephen's interview bite just before I introduced you, he was so he seemed to think there was so much injustice in the victim's family members rejecting his letter. And I just kind of couldn't understand, like, injustice? You want to talk injustice? Did you ever get through to him about that? Were you ever able to understand why he didn't maybe understand their feelings?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the difficulty in these situations is you have folks who commit these heinous crimes, these evil acts. We don't know why they commit these acts, but they do. And I don't know how you expect someone who is capable of that type of act to all of a sudden also be capable of this, bold empathy that we expect from these guys. He's been in a solitary confinement for 13 years. He hasn't had a whole lot of people to help him get to a better place. And today, before he went into the chamber, he did mention the Dobson family, the Elliott family, and mentioned that, very much he regrets all of this. But I think that he was someone who didn't want to be told what to say or told what to do. And I think he felt that he wanted to resist until the end.
Jeff Hood, you're good to join us with these observations. I'm always thankful. Thanks so much for doing this tonight.
Thank you, Ashley. You're always gracious and always kind. Thank you.
We'll see you again. I think that's a given, right? This is it's not the last time. Jeff Hood joining us, a spiritual advisor.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.